Hey guys, Mark Spector Comics here, and today is Wednesday, new comic book day, and I'm out today at a local comic book store. The name of the comic book store is Wild Time Comics here in Attleboro, Massachusetts. Let's go inside and see what we can find. Alright guys, so I'm back at the workbench. Just left the comic book store not too long ago, and only ended up with 3 books there, which was surprising. I was looking for a bunch of books and only ended up getting 3. I actually brought the little man there for the first time to the comic book store, and he actually did pretty well. But going through the aisles there in the back of the store you saw in the video, looked pretty cramped there, so didn't get to spend too much time in the back issue bin. So only got new books there. First one was Avengers Edge of Infinity #1. I believe this is a one-shot. Picked it up because it was a pretty cool cover done by Ron Lim. I love Ron Lim's artwork. Does some really good artwork, especially with Thanos. But I saw it was MODOK. It was the first appearance in there, first appearance of Lunar, which the main story took place on the moon, where MODOK was threatening to pull the moon onto the planet, and then the Avengers ended up saving the day at the end. So it was a decent story, not bad. Second book I ended up getting was Marvel Comics Presents #4. Picked it up, of course, because it's a Moon Knight cover. I love Moon Knight. It also featured 3 stories, one of Moon Knight, one of Spider-Man, and one of Wolverine. And this is also an Arthur Adams cover. So picked it up, read the stories. The first story on Wolverine was actually pretty good. Spider-Man's second story, not so much, wasn't a big fan of it. And then the Moon Knight story at the end was pretty good. And it was actually a pretty good artwork in there too. If you could actually get that writer and artist into a Moon Knight series, that'd actually be pretty interesting to see. But I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the 1 in 50 incentive this week for Marvel Comics Presents. It was done by Bill Sienkiewicz. Man, that cover was fire. I most certainly wasn't able to get one. It was very low ordered book, and I looked it up on eBay. The price is just absolutely ridiculous. But if you guys end up finding one, let me know. And the third book I got at that LCS was Thanos #1. Usually anything Thanos I pick up anyways, and you know, considering the movie came out this week, I was like, yep, why not? And going back to Ron Lim, another Ron Lim cover right here. I still think Ron Lim probably does Thanos the best out of all the artists out there. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. The story was pretty good. It did, it was like an origin on Gamora, and talked a little bit about Thanos, how back in the day he used to just go from planet to planet and destroying basically everyone, and then towards the end he ends up finding the Magus in there, and he goes to his planet and he tries to talk with him. So we'll see where that goes. Good first issue. So like I said, it was a bit underwhelming there, going to the store and only getting 3 books. So I ended up yesterday going to another LCS, and where I have a couple of pulls there, ended up getting a few more books. So the first one I got was Spawn #296. Been picking up this book right along, especially as it's getting towards number 300. I know there's going to be a lot of great art going towards number 300, and this one was not an exception. It's great art. Ended up picking the Virgin as well, the Tina cover, and These I didn't have any chance to read the stories yet. I'll get to them this weekend. Venom number 13. Been saying this for a while. Venom and Immortal Hulk is probably the two best stories going out right now for Marvel. If you're not picking those two up right now, just don't know what to say. This is cover B. This was an Inhyuk cover. And I believe there's a new symbiote suit in here, so we'll check it out. And then two books from last week that I didn't get a chance to pick up. It's Avengers No Road Home number 10. And it was a pretty good series. I read the whole series 1 through 10, and good story on Nyx and her children and how the Avengers are going through and fighting them. At the end, supposedly there's a new suit for Hercules, and it actually reminded me of the Eternals. So let me see if I can pull that out real quick. There we go. Towards the last page. So it's saying Hercules will return. And if you guys ever read the Eternals, the first series, looks a lot like their uniforms that they were using in that series. So I don't know, maybe it's just me speculating, but I got a feeling he may end up being an Eternal. I don't know. Just going. It's a reach. And then the last book here is War of the Realms, War Scrolls number 1. Picked this up. It was a great looking cover. Couldn't get it last week, but then I ended up finding out this book ended up jumping to like a $15 book right off the bat. And I was like, all right. Went to the LCS and I was able to pick up, they had a few extra copies there, but I left it there. Maybe somebody else can pick it up as well and read it. But apparently Daredevil ends up getting some cosmic powers in this book. I'll have to read it myself. But he gets the powers of, I guess, Heimdall? So that's be interesting to see. So yeah, and it's a tie into the War of the Realms. And then these last two books here, just want to talk about. This is just me speculating. I haven't seen the Infinity War movie yet, but this is Strange Tales number 157 and 158, and these are the first appearances of the In-Betweener. So I'm getting pretty excited that these movies are now going cosmic. So I was thinking after the whole snap from the first movie that since the In-Betweener is like the cosmic god of the reality, if they were going to introduce some big cosmic characters, I figured that the In-Betweener might show up. So we'll see. I'm going to see the movie probably next week early on and see if he actually makes an appearance. But yeah, so that's my new comic book haul for this week. And just a quick question for you guys that are watching. Just wanted to let me throw a question out there. Let me know if there's any like local comic book stores near you, and whether or not you guys have some difficulties like I do trying to get some of the weekly books. I know for some people that comic book stores could probably be quite a distance away, or there's probably only one in the whole area, but and so they have to order online. But sometimes it can be tough going to the one comic book store and only getting 3 books, and then you have to go to another one and end up just striking out. But yeah, that's all. So that's the question for the week. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. That's Mark Spector Comics out. See you until next time.